Johnson, remembering him and his contribution to the single-ended, not the single-ended, but single conversion transceivers that he made.
It is what it is about it.
And the legacy that he left using sweet tubes in the transmitter and transceiver amplifiers. So, do you have any early check-ins before the net starts at 7:30? This is Skip in Santa Monica, K6LGL.
K86VWS.
Okay, hello there, Ron. KD6VWS. Welcome aboard, Ron. I hear from Southern Moss and Eastern Moss also on the K6LGL.
Yeah, okay, Skip, K6LGL, K86VWS. Yeah, I thought last week you said you were going to start at 7 o'clock, so I've been sitting down here wondering where everybody was, so, so I figured, well, it must be 7:30 that you start, so here we go. So I was sitting here reading my, I've got a 1938 to 1942 RCA service manual. Covers TVs and all the radios of those years. It's a trip reading that information on those pre-war television sets. Yeah, so that's what I'm sitting here doing. So, back to you, Skip. K6LGL, KD6VWS.
6WHK.
Okay, and there's Phil, N6WHK. Welcome aboard, Phil. Let me write down your call. N6WHK. Okay, good evening. Send me an email asking what the final starting time would be, and we decided to probably split the difference would be better between 7 and 8 o'clock. So 7:30 I think would probably be a little bit better. That gives I still do the early for the AMI net on Wednesday, starting at 7, and the net will be running at 8 as it was before. So, 7:30. I'm sorry about the confusion. So, Phil, how are you? N6WHK, and then let's pause and see if anybody else is joining us. K6LGL and the Swan net.
There's IRZ there, Skip.
Yeah, I hear Jeff in there. Hang on, Jeff. You turn it over to him there, Phil.
Okay, will do, no problem. I'm a little pooped, tired today. I've been helping junior finals. We put up straightened up an antenna, put all the guide wires up, put up a 40-meter and 80-meter wires, and I guess we worked on it since about 1 o'clock till, I don't know, it was getting dark, so it took us a little while. So I'm not going to be around for too long there, Skip. And like I said, I'm just a little on the poop side. Anyway, it was a good day. Went up to Frosty Breeze, and the whole gang went over to junior finals, played QT8, and secured his antennas and tower and everything, and looking really good. Perfectly straight up. Got a nice 4-ohm beam on top. Nice heavy wires for the other band. So he's going to be right up there with the big time. Of course, you know, he knows what he's doing. He's done it for a living, so there you go on that. KK6IRZ. Over to you, sir. And 6WHK.
K6WHK with the gathering group. This is KK6IRZ, Jeff in Chino, California. Well, I'm just kind of hanging out today, not doing too much. Been playing a little bit of radio, but mostly just doing cleaning in the ham shack and, kind of emptying out junk that's been laying around in the visitors' lounge and making everything kind of the way it's supposed to be out here in the ham shack. I've been jumping around on the different bands, had some really nice conversations up on 40 meters with the homebrew rig and all that type of thing on AM, and figured I'd wander down here and see what was going on. So there you go. Great to hear everybody. So far signals are okay. Over to you, Skip. K6LGL with the group. This is KK6IRZ.
Okay, Jeff, you're not as strong as you are. You're probably just running the IC-735 barefoot there. But anyway, welcome aboard. KK6IRZ, K6LGL in the Swan net. Okay, well, glad you got a lot of things to do there, And I'm glad you got the 750 rig back on. I finally pulled out the power supply from my 400 series there. But to move it around, I'm going to have to plan it how to do it. You got to check out a number of things and see, measure the voltages and so on. And I also have a power supply for the 500. But this one's also solid stated, so got some interesting design there. And no mercury vapor or any other kind of rectifiers. No vacuum rectifiers. All solid state, all silicon type. Alrighty, let's see if we have anybody else joining us. And very good with you, Ron. And also with you, anybody else for this one at K6 Little Green Light?
WB6MWL.
Okay, WB6MWL. Good evening to you, Jay, there. And Claremont and the Mesa Inland Empire there. How are you? How are things with you? K6LGL.
Yeah, very good, Skip. Yeah. Signals seem good. Everything is okay here. Pretty warm. Cold in the morning and warm in the afternoon. That's been the pattern here for several days, but I think that's going to change. So how's everything in Santa Monica?
Well, it's a little, you got the bit of marine layer came in here. I don't feel the Santa Ana. It doesn't feel as dry as it has been here in the past number of days. So things are almost back to normal. It's cooler. Quite cool, as a matter of fact. It definitely is no longer summer and possibly even ahead of winter. So, okay. What are you on tonight, Jay? Over?
Yeah, I'm running the Swan 500C here, putting out about 300 watts over.
Okay, well, it's sounding pretty good there with the 500C. Very good, very good. All right, thanks for checking in. Let's see if we have anybody else joining us before we go to the top of the list. So far we have KD6VWS and 6WHK Cell, KK6IRZ, and of course WB6MWLJ there in the Inland Empire. So anybody else for the Swan net? K6 Little Green Light.
WJ6W.
Okay, WJ6W. Hello, Dave. Good evening to you. How are you? K6LGL.
Well, Skip, doing okay here. Good to hear you tonight. We're running barefoot at the moment. We just got back from dinner, and I'm warming up the, I haven't tuned up the memory yet, so I don't know if we're, getting out okay. I don't know if we're getting out okay or not, so let me know.
Sounding good in San Diego.
You're in fine at the Inland Empire. 20 over in Joshua Tree.
Sounding good here in Santa Monica, Dave.
Yeah, I guess I'll leave the linear as it is.
Well, no complaints, you know. Yeah, I take it you're on your solid state there.
When you work at DX.
Yeah, running the Atlas 210X here.
Well, it's doing a good job for you there. Very good there, Dave. Well, glad to have you over. All right. Hey, before we go back to the top of the list, and welcome aboard, Dave, do you have any other check-ins into the West Coast Swan net on 75 meters? This is Skip in Santa Monica, K6LGL. And what I'm hearing is probably just moss from out of state. All right, so let's go to the top. Over to you there, Ron. Did you have a chance to ride the motorbike? And what's going on with you? 86 VWS and then pass it on to Phil. K6LGL.
Okay, Skip, K6LGL, K86 VWS, and hello, Bill, and Jeff, and Jay, and Dave. Yeah, I'm on the 350C, and yeah, you know, I decided to paint today instead of going for my usual ride. That Thursday I had to go into Yucca to Home Depot and get a bunch more paint, grab 4 more gallons, load it down the bike. Man, suspension worked good with all that weight on there. And so I was painting today. I've decided that Saturday is a bad day now to go into the national park because, man, last Saturday coming out of there, just as it was getting dark, it was just bumper to bumper all the way. It was brutal. So I decided if I'm going to go into the park, it's going to be on a weekday. I'll find a day of the week that's slower than that. The traffic was insane. It was like riding on the edge of the freeway. So I've been painting, and got about 3/4 of it done. Got the hard part left to do. So with that, let me send it over to you, Phil. N6WHK, K86VWS.
K86 VWS and 6WHK. You'll find business. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Saturday is kind of a busy day in the park. You get a lot of people have to work all week, and they try to get away for the weekend and get relaxed and get a little tension out of their system. So I agree with you on staying home and painting on the weekend. You're going to have that house finished in no time at all. You know, I didn't do much today. I did go over, like I said earlier, help tune your finals, fix his antenna and tower, and put some nice heavy. I've never seen guy wire that heavy. It's stainless steel and it's marine grade. And anyway, we got it all guyed up perfectly straight up and down. And he's got a nice TA6 on the top. Well, I say a TA6. I'm not sure what brand it is, but it's got at least 4 elements, and on it, not counting the director and the driven element and the reflectors, and nice and set up. I'm going to have to get some of the wire he was using for his 40 and 80 meter beams, because not beam, but antennas, because that is some really nice, flexible, easy to work with wire. Anyway, it's all up, and he should be on the air probably for AMI Monday night, if he gets on, decides to get on. A few little things he's got to do, but he's got 2 strapping young men there helping him, his 2 sons, so they can finish the job up. Anyway, that's about all I've done today, and my back is killing me. I've kind of overdone it. And I'm running my Swan 350 Delta, Skip, and to the coaxial antenna. With that, over to KK6IRZ. I heard you up on 40 the other day, and you were sounding beautiful. Good, solid, good signal in 6WHK.
All right, and 6WHK with the group. This is KK6IRZ. And very good on the Fosters and all that stuff today. I almost went down to San Diego today, but I just had too many things to do around the house and around the shack and all the other stuff, so couldn't make it this time, but maybe some other time. I definitely would like to get back down there, that's for sure. Hey, Dave, was it you that's going with Steve down to Wayne's place to get the hand with his transmitter? Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, Jeff, hi. So I'm not going to go down. Steve is going to go down, and then I'm going to stay at home and kind of give Steve a little guidance there on the transmitter adjustment, and then listen from my QTH. It's been a 2-hour drive for me, so I was going to try not to do it this time. Over.
KF6SYD.
Okay. The reason I ask is Wayne was asking if I wanted to come by and maybe give a hand or something, although it sounds to me like you guys have it more than under control, but I have worked on several of the 820s and converted several of them and that type of thing, so I might be able to help in a couple areas, or at least have some good conversations about the 820s. I'm assuming you guys are just kind of going there to make sure everything is operating as expected and set up according to the manual. Is that kind of the plan?
Yeah, that's really the plan. Actually, we want to set up the bias on the modulators. We did that before and we got it great, but last time I was down there I didn't really get it right. So I think I heard Steve just check in here, but that's the plan for him to go down and look at it. Wayne says there's something wrong with the metering switch to be able to select the right thing to monitor, like the cathodes on the modulator. So, you'd be more than welcome, I'm sure. And you're more of an expert than we are on it. But Steve's in here, and we can maybe toss it around a little bit. But my plan is to stay at home. Over.
Okay, yeah, and sorry guys for kind of this side thing. I think it was Tuesday they were talking about, and here it is Saturday night, so I have certain restrictions, which is why I was trying to find out the details. But Steve, I guess you're the one going, and am I correct that he's down there somewhere, Santa Ana way is where he's located? I guess you can make a comment on that, because for me, Santa Ana is only like 45 minutes, so that's not a bad drive at all. But I do have restrictions in that my wife is working and not driving, so I have to be around to give her a ride to work at, 9:30 in the morning, and then I have to be back, in order to pick her up. But other than that, I pretty much have a free day, so it would probably be a whole lot of fun to go down and who knows, maybe we can take care of whatever's going on with that transmitter at the same time. So is he down by Santa Ana? And I guess, Steve, if you're in there, let me know what your plan as far as timing to go down and how long you're planning on staying, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I got to mute this thing. All right. Hi, Jay's out there too. Hi, Jay, Dave, and Jeff, Phil, Ron. I heard you. Yeah, I'll probably go out there at 10 o'clock, and Wayne's in the city of Orange. So I'm just going to set the bias on modulators and whatever else comes up over.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, sounds good to me. I'll take a little day ride. I mean, if nobody cares, and if there's anything I can do, but it sounds to me like you guys are doing some pretty straightforward stuff anyway. Unless you happen to find something wrong. I mean, if he's not able to read the metering, maybe something opened up, and that could be the problem, or whatever the case may be. Who knows? And then we can always discuss what it really takes to do a conversion on those things in case somebody's interested in that. It's really not as difficult as some people make it out to be, but it depends on how far you want to go and what your goals are when you're doing it. So there you go. All right, guys, let's send it back over to Skip so he can continue on making his list. And sorry about the whole sidetrack there, Skip, but I kind of wanted to make sure I had an understanding of where the plan was falling for Tuesday there. So K6LGL with the group. This is KK6IRZ.
Okay, very fine, Jeff. KK6IRZ. And good evening to you, Steve. Welcome aboard. KF6SYD. Dave, WG6W. K6LGL. I wonder if our friend Wayne, or you, or perhaps Steve, or maybe even you, Jeff, have a schematic diagram for the A20D2, that at least you can refer to. Dave, do you remember if Wayne has a schematic diagram for that particular column transfer?
Yeah, I don't know if Wayne does, but I have the manual on PDF. It has the schematic in it, so it has also the setup information.
Okay, then you got something you can refer to. That's a great idea. And I think another head would be, and a set of hands is always welcome. That's very nice of you there, Jeff. Okay. That sounds interesting. And I wanted to comment, N6TYF, Mike. I'd be glad to see him back on the air, and is there any chance he might stop in and say hello to us on this next show, or?
W6YEC.
Hello, George. Stand by a minute. What are the chances of Mike checking in here?
Well, he didn't say exactly when he's going to be on there, but he said he's trying to be on next week there, Skip. So we'll see what happens. Everything is pretty well done. There's a few little connections to be done, and that'll be it. It'll be up and running. Back to you.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you. We look forward to hearing from Mike. He's another one. Used to be a regular on the Wednesday on my net, and then also in the San Diego version there. George, Cousin George, how are you? W6YEC. Welcome aboard, and what's a good word from your part of San Diego, over?
Yeah, okay, just turned on the radio. We were next door having dinner with our neighbors, and just got back here, so I came into the room with the ICOM software and thought I'd say hi, see who's in here tonight.
Well, you're definitely here, and probably be here next Saturday around 7:30 or something, maybe a little earlier, but you can't get there. So, good. Glad to hear you're there. You say you're in the ICOM software. I understand. Over.
go down to the radio room, so I just turned on the equipment here in the bedroom, my second study, you might say. And you got a lot of signal. I hear Phil in there. I don't know who else is in here, but anyway, good evening to everybody. Yeah, it would be great if Mike's able to get on the air, but he's got other things going too, so I wouldn't have too much of an expectation of him being in here too often. But we'll see what happens.
Well, you know, we'll take it as it comes. It's a labor of love. If you can make it, you're always welcome. All right, well, let me read the list first here. We have, besides myself, we have KD6VWS Ron, N6WHK Phil, KK6LGL, WB6MWL, Jay, WJ6W Dave, they're from Tarzana, K6SYD Steve, and then of course yourself from your part of San Diego. So, yeah, very good. One is still missing and they still show up, and that is our friend Paul there in New Kingman on the mountaintop, K2LMQ. He might drop in. So, let's go back to the top, and I'm very glad that Wayne is going to get an extra set of hands and another person giving a hand. That's nice of you, Jeff. Good luck. So, over to you there, Ron. And I agree, Saturday may not be the date, but you know, as it gets into the winter season, and there's not going to be a big onslaught like there is, during the warmer weather. So it could be that Saturday may not be that bad, Saturday or Sunday. But for a while, you never know. KD6VWS, back to you. And then take a pause in case somebody else joins us here on the West Coast Swan at K6LGL.
Yeah, Jay got skipped, so why don't you let me give it to Jay, and then Jay can give it to me, and then we can go down the normal list. WB6MWL, Jay, go ahead. KD6VWS.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even realize I got skipped. Anyway, very good. Yeah, well, the reason the national parks were busy today is because it was free. All national parks, I believe, were free today because of Veterans Day. So that explains a lot of people trying to get in there, I'm sure. So they mentioned that the other day on the news. I just happened to catch it, and I thought of that when you said how busy it is out there. So that's what that is. Anyway, yeah, not too much going on here. Just haven't been doing too much radio work. I got one Swan I need to do some work on. I got to get around to that, a 500CX. But other than that, I got some antenna issues too on my beam. So I'm gonna have to. I think it's got a loose connection on the coax up there. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get up there and check that out. Anyway, back over to you, Ron, then you can kick it around. KD6VWS, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Jay. WB6MWL, KD6VWS, and yeah, I'm on the Swan 350C. Yeah, well, the whole winter, fall, and spring, the place is packed on the weekend. It couldn't get much more packed today than any other normal weekend. So, yeah, like I say, I'm probably going to go like on a Thursday or something because, there's a big old line waiting. Of course, I don't wait. I go right around everybody on the bike, and then I get up there and I just show my card in the booth, hold it up, and they go on. So, but yeah, I can't deal with all that traffic. I don't mind all the people once I get in and I'm hiking, but but, you know, being on the side of the road and there's really no bike lane, so, you know, I just create a traffic hazard when there's that kind of traffic, you know, 500 people passing me up, and I'm trying to keep them going off on the shoulder, you know, out in the dirt, because if I do that, I'll wind up dumping, and I don't want to do that. These old bones are getting brittle, so, yeah, so that's kind of the deal on that, but I need to get this painting done. I wanted to get as much done before it rains this week coming up, so I might do some painting Monday, I won't tomorrow, because I got another project, and I gotta clean the house too, but so you know, I don't want to have wet paint when the rain comes. So, alrighty. Well, let me send it over to you, Phil. N6WHK, KD6VWS.
KD6VWS, N6WHK. Oh, like George said, Mike has a lot of things up his sleeve. He's doing a lot of work around the house, inside the house, so it all depends. And yeah, I was up in the radio room. He's got a nice setup there, and he's got a few things to move around, so he might not be on tonight or tomorrow night, but he said he's trying to try to get on as soon as he can. And he's tickled to death to get the whole antennas up. Anyway, I'm going to say adieu. My back is tearing me up from today, and I'm going to go get horizontal and see if I can let it relax for a little bit. I'm glad to hear you, George. I'm glad everything went smooth, and you got part of your tarp covered, and finish up the job tomorrow. And that's 7-3 to everybody. KK6IRZ. It's all yours, my friend. Have a good one. N6WHK. Be safe.
Okay, very good, Phil. Have a good night.
If I may interrupt, you're bleeding 5KCs and interrupting our conversation again.
Or I should say KK6.
Of course, I could sit here like I did the other night and read to you out of the good book, but let's hope you're really getting off the air before you disturb people.
I realize that. I may have to...
And good night to you, by the way.
Remember that for next year?
Yeah. N6NTM.
Plan to get out there in the middle of the crowd.
Well, you're not quite getting over the guy that's responding to the guy that's signing off.
But you know, I haven't gone to a lot of the parks out here on the West Coast anyway for many, many, many years, so I probably am due to go back anyway. And, yeah, it'd be nice to hear Mark get on. It's always nice to hear somebody getting back on, but I'm sure that he'll fit it in between his other activities. And, okay, yeah, well, Skip, you know, I'm more of the fifth wheel going on. Wayne was already getting plenty of help. I'm just throwing a little bit of extra sand in the bucket for and it's not really that far for me. I might even pick up some Vietnamese food down in Santa Ana and make my wife happy. So all kinds of possibilities with making the trip. Although, Steve, you want to shoot me an email or something with your phone number or whatever.
Boy, was Steve bleeding all over us again.
Give a call if I get lost while heading there or something. My GPS of my phone isn't always the greatest. It takes me to places that I didn't intend to go. But that's nothing really that new. So Well, in any case, that's what's happening. That'll be kind of cool. WB6.
Oh, that must mean it's my turn.
Now, I think.
Well, I think Steve was just getting ready to jump out of here. That might be the reason he turned it enough to where he's splattering 5KCs and interfering with people's conversations in between, especially outside the 3KC rule.
And everybody's still sounding very good here in Chino. KK6IRZ.
Okay, very good. Well, have a good evening, no doubt about it. Yeah, I don't know how many times we're going to have to go through this, but I don't mind helping you out so you can maybe eventually learn to be a little more considerate with your spurious emissions. N6NTM.
Okay. Over to you there, JWB6MWL, K6LGL.
Yeah, okay, K6LGL, WB6MWL. Okay, very good. Yeah, good evening to you, George. I forgot to say good evening to you. And yeah, Phil, take care of your back there. You need to rest that back, that's for sure. That can be pretty painful. So, yeah, maybe take a hot bath with some Epsom salts or something like that. I do that sometimes. It helps quite a bit. And, yeah, Ron, yeah, you want to get that painting done. They say it's not going to rain till Thursday, but I don't know. We'll see. So, I think I turned it over to Dave there. I think that's who I give it to. So, Dave, you were sounding good without the amp, just on the Atlas there, I think you said. So go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, okay, Jay, thanks. WB6MWL, WJ6W. Yeah, I'm running the Atlas 210X here barefoot, and everyone is doing okay here, including our interference. But anyway, yeah, Steve, maybe you want to send Jeff any of your comments there on by email. And yeah, I think it'd be fun to see you, Jeff. But I just decided there wasn't that much to do, and it's quite a trip for me, 2 hours each way. So I think Steve's about a half hour away, and he volunteered to help, and I really appreciate it, Steve. So anyway, hopefully we just set the bias on the modulator and check out the audio chain a little bit, and Wayne will be set. So anyway, I'll send it over to you, Steve. I think you're next. KF6SYD, WJ6W.
Okay, Dave. KF6SYD. And yeah, Jeff, you're welcome to go over to Wayne's. He's good in QRZ for the address, you know. And I'll probably get out there at 10 o'clock. And I know how we did the modulation last time when it sounded good, so I'll just do it like we did it. But if I can find the metering for that somewhere on the switch, on the transmitter, if I can get a response when I turn up the bias and turn it down, and find the right place so I can see how much there is, I'll set it by the book. Otherwise, I know what color the tube needs to look like, so it works okay, because we've already done it that way before. So I'm sure you're welcome to come out and be with us on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. And you probably know a whole lot more about doing this than I do, but I think I do know how to do what needs to be done. So real good. And let's see. George, welcome to this OneNet. And I'm on the Drake because I wanted to see where to set the modulation on this thing so it's not wide, because I think I was really wide the other night, and I went on earlier and tested it, and it was pretty wide, but it looks good on QRZ. On KFS, I can see when I talk too loud, it gets too wide, so don't look like it's doing that now. And good on you having dinner next door, George, and getting over to your bedroom and getting on with us. And I came late. We had stuffed salmon tonight, and extra treat. Valerie was here for dinner too. Usually she's gone somewhere now, but she was here, so it was really nice. And got to see our son Derek this afternoon. He came by for a visit. He's looking real good. Haven't seen him for a while. So that happened today. And I cleaned out rain gutters today, which was really hard to do. Like 100 pounds of dirt from the rain gutters at work. Before it rained, I scooped them out and cut my finger and got it all done, so I think we're in good shape down there. Phil, you're sounding good. Ron, hope you get the paint up right, and you'll get in ahead of the rain if you're going to do it on Monday. Hope the weather's good for you. I hope you feel good. So, hope that all goes well. And Dave, yeah, if I can call you up and you can listen on Tuesday, hope the band's okay, you can hear how it sounds. We'll put Sharon on, because Sharon's the one needs to sound good. That's the most important thing. Wayne already sounds good, and I don't know why, but Sharon needs to sound good too, and I'm sure we'll get that worked out. George, I think it goes over to you. Seems that way on the list. W6YEC, KF6SYD.
Yeah, okay, Steve. Real good. Good to hear you in there. You're sounding good. You're looking good on the band scope. I don't see any problem. I see somebody up the band or down the band or something that's pretty wide, on the band scope. So hopefully we're okay. We should be fine with the, we're barefoot. We're running the, 7300. And it's nice to use that band scope. I enjoy that and seeing what things look like. At any rate, good to hear everybody. Good evening tonight. And so I'm so happy that Mike's getting his antenna fixed. He's waited a long time. And I'm kind of in that place now myself where I can't just go out and fix something. I've got to wait on other people. So Paul took me over to Freight Liquidators, not Freight Liquidators, but Harbor Freight today. I picked up a tarp for my canopy where all my yard equipment is, and one side had gotten ripped up by the wind, so we're going to maybe put that on tomorrow. One of the other hams might come over and give me a hand and get that out of the way. I'm pretty limited at what I can do, since I'm walking with a cane, and pretty limited at what I can carry and all, so I have to be careful so we don't end up on the ground. Anyhow, Steve, I hope you get Wayne all squared away there. I'm sure you have the capabilities to do that. Yeah, that's right. That is a pretty good distance for you, Dave, to Orange County, isn't it? So, let's see. I haven't been watching the news that much. I haven't heard much. I just wondered if they got in your area there squared away with the different homicides that had gone on. I hope everything is settling down there in your area. Okay, well, I don't have too much more. I've got to make a phone call here, so maybe I'll just listen out. I don't have too much more to offer. Anyway, it's always fun to use the Swan, but I was coming from the house next door, and of course it's a little more difficult for me if I'm going down to the radio room. That means I have to go out to the garage, get on my scooter, and make my way down there and be careful because it's dark, and then grab my cane down there and walk into the radio room and turn everything on. I said, man alive, I did a memorial service this morning. My legs really got exercise today, a lot of walking. So I did take a nap this afternoon, but they're going to be ready for bed here pretty soon. So I didn't want to take a chance on going down to the radio room, especially given the time. So thanks for squeezing me in there, Skip. I appreciate it. And Ron sure sounds like a lot of fun, what you get to do in the park there. I sure, wish I had the ability to get in my car and drive up that way. I'd love to go into the park with you someday. I think I have one of those things for the park as well. Got it some years ago. So that means it goes to the top of the list, which is Skipper K6LGL. Take it away, W6YEC.
Oh, George, I have a story to tell about the homicides here. I'll wait my turn, though.
Okay. I'm kind of surprised we haven't heard anything from our friend Paul up there in Kingman, Arizona. So, Paul, if you're listening, drop in and say hello. Oh, that's certainly not Paul. Okay, tell you what, we'll sort of slowly conclude in this. If anybody's got any final comments, thank you very much. I'm glad that you made your arrangements there, Jeff and Steve and Dave. So let me just turn it over briefly in quick 73s, K6LGL.
Why don't you talk about what happened with the all the investigations your way over?
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go through the list again. Anyway, yeah, George and everybody, this homicide was right in my neighborhood. Unbelievable. On Wednesday afternoon, I was out, and I came home around 3:30, and shortly after that, I heard a helicopter outside hovering. So I went out, and I could see it was an LAPD helicopter. So I thought, well, that's happened before. It's probably maybe a robbery or something in the neighborhood. It's not usual, but it has happened. And then not long after that, more helicopters came and started hovering, and I noticed one of them was one of the stations, Channel 9 here. So I thought, well, this is more than something routine. And I turned on the TV, and they were showing a house that is actually 2 houses up the hill. If you walk 2 houses up the hill from me to a cross street, turn left and walk 3 houses, that's where this guy lived. And where he murdered, well, they think, he murdered his wife and his wife's parents, and at least her, he cut them up, cut her up, and put her in the bag, and it ended up at a place in Encino, which by coincidence, my wife is a doctor's office, or it was a high-rise with doctors in it and stuff. My wife had to go there the next day at that exact address where they found the torso of what they think is the wife, but so far they haven't gotten the reports back on DNA to confirm, and the parents of the wife are still missing. And for 2 days, there were TV trucks all over the street up there. Yeah, they finally have gone away, but yeah, it was unbelievably close to home and really shocking. One of the reporters described the neighborhood as a serene neighborhood. Well, I guess that's true most of the time, but not in the last couple days. So that's the story from here, and I'll leave it open for anyone else who wants to say 73. WJ6W.
Okay, Dave, thanks for your comments, WJ6W, K6LGL. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you will cover our friends Wayne and Sharon there, and the old A20D2 is going to get more attention. That's very, very nice. Tell you what, that was a good time to close the net, and thank you for being there. Appreciate it. We'll catch you next time. So 73, K6, little green light. And the measures close at 8:11 in about 38 seconds. K6LGL. Good night.